Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brad again, and thanks for coming to chill in the lounge today. And today for you guys, I wanted to bring to you a deck profile featuring OTK Cyber Dragons in honor of my buddies over at the OTK Machines YouTube channel. So be sure to like and subscribe to them, and make sure you like and subscribe here as well. And stay tuned because we're going to get right into this explosive deck profile. Alright, and I was mentioning in my previous video, if you haven't seen my opening video from earlier today, I'll post it in the description below, but I was talking about a couple of different variants of Cyber Dragon that I was thinking about going over, and the first one I was thinking of was like a heavy forward infinite track anchor drill build that includes the Calamities, which is like more of a control style variant of Cyber Dragons. And the profile that I'm going to be going over today for you guys is more explosive, going second, try to OTK your opponent's brains out. Hope they don't get a following turn kind of deck. So here we go, without further ado. We start off with triple copies of Cyber Dragon. Triple copies of Cyber Dragon Core. One of the main starters of the deck. If he's normal summoned, you can add a Cyber Speller Trap card, or a Speller Trap card from your deck that has Cyber in the name, from your deck to your hand. And he has a second effect where if your opponent controls a monster and you don't control any monsters and he's in your graveyard, you can banish him from your graveyard to special summon a Cyber Dragon from your graveyard or your deck, which is a really, really good effect, especially if it's like the grind game and you need to get into your further extending combo plays. Next, we play triple copies of Cyber Dragon Hers. Another extender card, level 1, which is really cheeky with using with Relinquished Anima. And then he has a search ability where if he's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Cyber Dragon from your graveyard or your deck to your hand. And then he has another ability where if he's special summoned, you can make him a level 5 until the end of the turn. But you can't special summon monsters for the rest of the turn unless machines, which is kind of a drawback because you want to make sure that you can go into your Anaconda plays if you're trying to do that route as far as an OTK. But overall, it's still a really, really good starter card. Last for our Cyber Dragon lineup, we play 2 copies of Naxter. Kind of the same thing with hers. It's a further extender, but again, if you use his effect to bring back a Cyber Dragon from your graveyard, then it's going to lock you into machines for the turn. And if you're trying to go the OTK route with Anaconda, then you can't exactly do that. I did have this card at 1 before. I'm trying it at 2 just to see, because again, there's multiple different play routes that you can go with this deck. But overall, it's still an extender. It's still level 1 for Anima plays if you get your Kaiju, and that's pretty much it. Next, we play triple Galaxy Soldier. I did have this card at 2 before. I used to really like it at 2, but with the way that this deck builds, the way that this deck is built, you want to make sure that you can keep on extending, and you want to make sure that you see one of these guys in your hand, especially with a Hers, because that's just really explosive. Overall, I guess it's just personal preference if you would prefer to play it at 2 or 3, but at 3, I haven't really found it bricky or anything like that. And overall, it's a really, really good extending card. Next, we have our hand traps. We play triple copies of Ash Blossom. Again, it's more so going second deck. You don't want your opponent to do much searching. You don't want them to establish a board. You just want to keep them from going off so you can just go off on the following turn and OTK them. Next, we have triple copies of DD Crow. Same thing with like Adamancipator or Eldritch, you know, any cards that have certain cards that need to be in the graveyard to use their effects so your opponent can keep on going further. DD Crow is a great card to be able to keep your opponent from proceeding their plays. And then for the last monsters of the deck, we have 1 Jizukiru, and we play the 1 Gizmet Kaku. Which is another great extending card. It is a machine, and another little play route that you could go with this deck is trying to get an access code talker on the board and then having your Kaku, because if you use Unicorn to get into access code talker, access code would be a 5300 attack monster, and Gizmek is 2750, so if they were to attack directly, that would be 8050 damage, which would be lethal. So definitely a nice little tech card, and something that I would recommend playing for yourself. Next, for our spells and traps cards, we play triple Cyber Emergency. Basically, your Rhoda for the deck. It's your searcher card. If it gets Ash, it's kind of sad, but if the activation gets negated by any other means like Solemn Judgment or anything like that, you can discard a card to the graveyard to bring this card back to your hand, and then you can just reactivate it. So 9 times out of 10, your opponent doesn't even bother trying to negate the activation because it would just hurt them in the end. Next, we play triple copies of Machine Duplication. I'm going to be doing a test hand video, probably in like the next couple of days or so, just showing how impactful this deck can be at going second and the kind of boards that it can put up. And if you see Machine Duplication with your Cyber Dragon core, or hers if it really comes down to it if you don't open the core, the plays that you can do are ridiculous, and the chances of OTKing your opponent are really, really good. Next, for the back row decks, we play 2 Lightning Storm. Kind of self-explanatory. It's a going second deck. If your opponent establishes some sort of board and you draw this, you're going to wipe something out. And then for the one-ofs of these spells, we play 1 Foolish Burial. More so for your hers, so you can get Cyber Dragon plays going. We have the 1 Cyber Repair Plant. And this is so you can search your Kaiju. If you ever wanted to do your Relinquished Anima into your Kaiju plays, it's really fun and cheeky to do. It's an extra 3,300 damage. So next, we have the 1 Overload Fusion. This is more so for the Anaconda target. We have the 1 Cyber Rev System and the 1 Cyberload Fusion. Kind of standard as far as Cyber Dragon spells go. And last we have our traps, which we play triple Infinite Impermanence. And we play 2 of the Cybernetic Overflow. I'm so happy this came in an Ultra. Much needed upgrade. And that's 40 cards in the main deck. And let's get into the extra deck, guys. And first, we have the Relinquished Anima. A little tech card that I'm trying in the Cyber Dragons. Again, if you have Naxter or hers, and you can Kaiju your opponent's monster above the extra monster zone, and then link away into Anima just to take it back and then have him be a 3,300 beat stick. It's really fun. Your opponent doesn't expect it, and it's really impactful. Play the 1 Almirage. If by chance you ever were to brick with this deck and like you get core and you can't go like, you know, crazy, you could at least search the Cyber Repair Plant and then link into your Almirage and continue with further combo plays. We have the 1 Predaplant Verte Anaconda. Kind of self-explanatory. He's the main link card that you want to go into when it comes down to it. He's the main OTK enabler when you want to bring out your Rampage Dragon. We play the 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Cyber Dragon Seeger, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Access Code Talker. Again, it's one of the big reasons why this is so OTK enabling, because there's so many cards that can lead into making access code or, you know, your Verte Anaconda, and it's so easy to do. Cyber Twin Dragon. That's more so for the Cyberload Fusion target. The Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. I used to play 2 of these. I dropped it down to 1 because, you know, with the new Master Rules, you know, it's not going to be as filled as far as the extra monster zone is concerned. We have the 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. And then we have the 1 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. We play the 2 Cyber Dragon Nova. And then 2 Cyber Dragon Infinity. So overall, I think the extra deck is good. I've thought about maybe taking out one of the Novas, but other than that, it's pretty solid. Probably wouldn't change anything, but overall, it's very impactful, very explosive, and a build that I've had fun with. And in the next couple of days or so, I'm probably going to be looking into putting up a test hand combo video tutorial and all that for you guys. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. So if you guys like the video, be sure to drop a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. That would be awesome. I look forward to dropping some more videos sometime soon, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So thanks again for watching. Take care, guys. Peace.